What up, Smart Rapper Gang? Today we're talking about when is the best time to write music. When are you going to get the best results, make the best music, write the best lyrics that you could possibly write? When is that time?
Whoa.
I'm gonna help you guys understand how this creative process actually works just a little bit more so that you can pinpoint the times that are gonna work best for you to write music, okay? And I've written over 5,000 songs, okay? So I've had to find this inspiration many a times, as well as there's a lot of books. There's some books that I'll mention that go over a lot of stuff with people in history that are like Benjamin Franklin, Nikola Tesla, stuff like that, how they found their moments of inspiration to be creative and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about all that though today, and that's why this is Smart Rapper. I'm Rob Level. You're about to get smarter right after the intro. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Let's get it.
I do this full time, bitch. I do this full time. Every day. Stay up on my grind, bitch. All day. Stay up on my grind. I do this full time, bitch.
This is the 100% best time for you to write, okay? And it may seem like common sense, but a lot of people don't understand this, okay? Let's put it like this. Out of everything you've ever created right now, when was the time that you created the best song, the best verse, the best lyrics, wherever you're at in your career? When's the time that you wrote the best stuff? It was that time when you stopped what you were doing and you're like, yo, I feel like working on this right now, and you just started doing it. Was that time not the time that you created the best thing you've ever done, where you just like went and did it, right? When you just kind of went into the flow of it, as opposed to when you forced yourself. Like when you force yourself, it doesn't really come out as well usually. It does if you keep at it, but that's a whole nother thing, right? But that's usually when you had created the best thing, was in that moment of inspiration when you're like, I really feel like doing this, I'm gonna do this right now. Or you were already doing it and you really felt like doing it, and that's why something great came out of it. Well, that's because the times when you're gonna be the most creative as an artist, as a painter, as a dancer, as anything that has anything to do with creativity, the moments when you're gonna be the most creative are the moments when you're most inspired to actually work on something, okay? And I'm making this video to really, I want you to really take this in, okay? I want you to open your mind right now. Don't let any biases or anything that's in your mind holding you back or helping make you think maybe that this isn't true, because this is 100% true, okay? When that moment of inspiration comes for you, you have to just do it. You have to drop what you're doing, and you have to say, it doesn't matter what else is going on, you have to stop what you're doing and say, oh my God, I feel like doing this right now. And that moment of inspiration, that tiny second, that tiny decision that you make to just go work on something, even though you don't know what's gonna happen, because that's what it is, it's creativity. You're creating something that doesn't exist yet. And when that moment of inspiration hits, when you go to create that, you don't know what you're gonna make, but you're gonna make something. You're gonna make something great. You're gonna make something. And even if you don't make something great right there, whatever you made right there is now more practice for you. You're now a better artist because you spent time on it. This idea that you had here can maybe be developed at a different time, maybe even 3 months from that moment, when you go back to it and you go, yo, this was a really good idea. I'm gonna keep working on this, okay? And it's just building up these little catalogs of music and going back to them and working on them. Or sometimes you're so inspired, you see a great result from whatever you wrote. Like you say you wrote a 16-bar verse, you're like, yo, that was crazy. And when that happens to you, don't you kind of just like keep going? Because you're so hyped and you're so enthusiastic and energized on the fact that you just made something so great that you just keep fucking going, right? Lazy people usually will quit. They're like, that's it, that's good for me for the day. But not you. Usually you keep going, right? Sometimes you'll even like finish, sometimes you get like 3 verses, sometimes it's like 100 bars, you're just like, holy shit, right? At least that's how it is for me. If you catch that moment of inspiration, you can let it carry you and you'll get so much done. So anytime that inspiration comes about and you feel even the tiniest bit inspired, stop what you're doing and work on music. Now, here's a great tip for everybody, right? So for instance, I really want to work on music right now, but I have to get all these videos done. But at the same time, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, let me knock out these videos. Let me get these videos done for the week. And then tomorrow or later today, because these videos are already done, there's nothing else that I have to do except for just work on music. 100%. I can immediately jump into any inspiration that I'm feeling. I can immediately just work on music. You know what I'm saying? So a great tip is to just get things done that you have to feel like you have to do. Like for instance, if you have stuff that you know you're gonna have to do tomorrow, right? Get it done today. Because this means tomorrow, anytime inspiration hits you, you can just do it, okay? Always try to get things done as soon as you possibly can, okay? Because it's gonna help you have more open free time anyways. Like, just don't be lazy about it, all right? Now let's talk about the book. The book is called Daily Rituals, How Artists Work. It's got people like Benjamin Franklin, Nikola Tesla, okay? Stephen King, and it shows you their daily habits of how they worked and found the inspiration to work every day, and like what their schedules were, like how they would wake up. What some of them ate the same breakfast every morning. Some of them had the same routine, like they went for a walk in the park with their wife, and then they came home and they worked until night, and then their wife would call them for dinner. Like it was like this. It's like this. They had the same schedule. And when you get on a schedule, or you make it a ritual, you make it a daily habit. Every day your brain is wired to jump into that mode, and even if you don't feel like it, you're still gonna get more done because your brain and your body and everything about you knows this is when I work on music. So like I always tell you guys, if you guys start small, if you were to just dedicate 15-20 minutes a day to writing lyrics, if you get those 20 minutes of lyrics done, eventually you're gonna be able to move to an hour, 2 hours, and it's not gonna be a problem because you've done it so much. Do you know what I'm saying? It becomes a habit and it's no problem. Like if you're always working on music, music becomes more enjoyable and more fun and exciting to work on because you find more and more moments where you make great things. And the more great things that you make, the more you want to work on music. So therefore you see it as, okay, if I keep working on music, I'm gonna have more of these moments where you're like, yes, like you know that feeling when you make something great and you're like, holy shit, that was awesome. And there's nothing like that feeling, right? And when you start having a lot of those, you want to have them more. And then you have those amazing feelings, and then you make amazing music that you release out into the world, and everybody else goes, yo, and they kind of have the same feeling you do. It's just a different type of thing. When they can hear a finished product, that's a song that they love, that's also a feeling that is something that is incredible and amazing to feel, isn't it? When you hear a new song that you're like, yo, I love this, that feeling of it, and then listening to it all the time, right? And you're helping people get that feeling. So what you need to do is you need to create these habits. You need to go out there, you need to make sure that you have a daily schedule. I'm gonna write for 1 hour a day minimum. All right, at least 1 hour a day, or I'm gonna record at least one verse a day, or I'm gonna write at least 16 bars a day, or wherever you're at in your rap career or your music career at all, you need to set time aside to just be doing that thing. Eventually, right now you might not have a microphone or a home studio. That's okay. Dedicate it, write one verse a day, then move up to writing 3 verses and a hook a day. Okay, and then when you get a home studio, record one verse a day, or record one hook a day, a hook idea. It doesn't have to be the hottest thing, but at least just applying and putting the effort in is gonna make you better and better and better. Okay, and I'm telling you this from personal experience. The more you work on music, the more you're gonna love working on music, the more music you're going to make, the more great music you're going to create, the more you're gonna wanna make songs, the better you're gonna be because you're practicing and you're putting in the work, period. That's how it is. And that is the type of ritual and daily habit that's going to allow you to become a superstar music artist if you keep pushing. And I'll put a link below to the Daily Rituals How Artists Work book if you wanna check that out. I believe it's also an audiobook you can listen to. Actually, I'm almost positive it's an audiobook, yeah. Fantastic book, check that out. Of course, you have to learn the business, you gotta learn get the resources, you gotta build everything else up. But you know, one of the primary things you're gonna need is a record. If you have a hit record, you watch how fast everybody who didn't like you before stands behind you and is like, oh, yo, bro, you the man, bro. You the man, you know what I'm saying? Because because they know, if they know you have a hit record and you have that fire and that thing can take off, like we talked about how much money J. Cole made off of the album streams, or how much money you can make off of just one song getting 100 million streams on it. Like, it's insane, and you only need one, but that's not gonna happen unless you take action, you move forward, and you take advantage of those moments when you're inspired. And you have to stop what you're doing, and you have to go right. You can't be like, I'm gonna play video games instead. You can't be like, I'm gonna go hang out with this girl instead. I'm gonna get on Tinder and look for girls instead. Or I'm gonna go to this football game instead. Or I'm gonna watch football instead. Which one of those make you money? Did any of those fucking last couple things I mentioned at all get you any money? It gets you temporary excitement. Okay, it's like, I'm happy while I'm doing this, but when it ends, you're like, nah, now what? Okay, I went 24-2 on Call of Duty. Big fucking deal. Then you know the next game starts, you gotta do it again. It doesn't matter. Okay, you hang out with a girl, even if you fuck the girl, after it's over, you're like, okay, now what? Like, none of those things are going to get you anywhere in life. The only thing that's gonna get you somewhere is you working your ass off. That's it. Okay. You just became a smarter rapper. Go ahead, hit me with a subscribe, hit me with a like, hit me with a comment. Do you agree? You should agree. Like, this is how it is. You have to put in the work. You have to build these habits, okay? All right? I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow with another video, but until then, check out these other videos, okay? All you gotta do is go out there and just choose 1 hour a day. Just 1 hour, okay? That's, what is that, 4% of your day? Okay, come on now. Is that right, 4%? Yeah, it's about 4% of your day. 4% of your day, 4% of your day. Choose that 4% and write. And then build the habits up. That's all you gotta do, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep hustling.
Small rapper, gang.